Welcome into day 4 of our 2018 College World Series coverage. I'm your host, Maddie Glab. Due to yesterday's rain, today's show is a bit different. We were supposed to see 2 games yesterday, an elimination game and then a game in the winner's bracket, but because of a 4.5-hour rain delay during the Washington and Oregon State game, we only saw that game wrap up. Before we talk about the Pac-12 matchup, we're going to send it over to Caroline, who has an update on the weather, a big storyline in this tournament so far.
Fortunately, Maddie, the rain has stopped long enough for us to get game 1 underway, and we are hopeful that the rest of the games will go as scheduled. However, there are some scattered thunderstorms on the radar for this late evening starting around 5 p.m. So we will keep you updated as those storms roll in. Currently, the temperature is 75 degrees with a high of 88. The sun's trying to peek out, so we're hoping that the weather cooperates, and it's a beautiful day for some baseball. Back to you.
Thanks, Caroline. Oregon State is still alive as they took down Washington 14-5. The Beavers were scoreless through 4 and down 3-0 going into the 5th inning when Tyler Malone came off the bench to drive the first run in with a single to center. In the top of the 7th, Kyle Novak ripped a 3-run home run, extending the lead 9-5. And then in the top of the 8th, Malone continued his clutch day with a solo home run. The freshman right-hander Kevin Abel grabbed the win. Oregon State players say they need to continue their offensive production if they want to stay alive in this tournament.
It's always good to see when the offense can put up some numbers like that on any given night, but especially on a stage like this. And just the mindset is keep winning, because that's all we can do. There's no other option really. So just sticking to our process and sticking to the winning mentality.
We have great approaches to the plate. I think we broke the Beaver all-time hits record and home run record tonight in the game. And it's just a testament to all the guys' approach and all the work we put in and just going out there and doing what we can do.
Baseball is a superstitious sport, whether it's stepping into the batter's box with a routine or wearing the same lucky socks after a good game. We decided to find out what teams have the superstitions in this year's College World Series. Does anyone on this team have any crazy superstitions, or the team itself?
Well, I'm sure there's a lot, but
Do you have any?
I used to. I try to label myself as not superstitious anymore, but I used to have a lot. But obviously it's the rally banana now. I mean, that was something that came out of nowhere. We were in Tallahassee, and I remember we won, and I got on Twitter after the game, and this banana came up, and I had no idea what the banana was. I was like, what is going on here? So then, you know, it took us a little bit. The fans knew what it was for. Some of us did, but because we do silly stuff like that in the dugout all the time. But, you know, it was somehow it caught on, and it's worked, so we're just going to keep doing that.
Baseball is a superstitious game. So who has the best superstition on the team? Is that you? Is it a team thing?
We have a fun team superstition about chugging a Red Bull before every game. So you'll see us in the dugout pregame chugging Red Bulls in here before the game. That kind of started at Utah when we had 11 a.m. games, and we swept that series. So we're like, all right, the Red Bulls are hot. So we kept drinking the Red Bulls, and it's been working for us.
I'm probably the most superstitious
all right, tell me about
on the team.
it. I want to hear it.
I get dressed the same way every day, every game day. I wear the same compression tights, same socks.
Do they get washed?
They do get washed. Yeah, no worries there. Unless I'm really hot, and then maybe not. But no, I wear the same undershirts depending on the color, either navy or blue. Same amount of swings on deck. You know, I unstrap my back gloves, right one first and then left one, and then restrap them the same way every pitch. So there's a few more that I'm probably forgetting.
I mean, we do have some superstitions. I mean, like I tape my wrists left, right, and then stare at my bat and think one thing, and then, you know, we got Josh Jung who talks to his bat. I don't know what he says. He won't tell anyone, but so we got some superstitions.
Mississippi State was supposed to take on UNC last night, but due to rain, that game was pushed to this morning. So today, we have 3 games on deck. Another elimination game today as Texas squares up against Florida. Texas lost their first game in the tournament to Arkansas, 11-5. The Longhorns went through quite a few pitchers in that first game. Florida fell to Texas Tech on Sunday with the final score of 6-3. Brady Singer went 6 1/3, giving up 5 runs. In the winner's bracket tonight, Arkansas, the team who can produce hits 1 through 9, will take on Texas Tech, who saw Grant Little go 3 for 3 against Florida in their first game. Ryan Shetter grabbed the win for the Red Raiders, striking out 7 in 4 1/3 innings. Former Phillies first baseman Ryan Howard was in the house yesterday for his first time at the College World Series. We caught up with him, and he had a lot to say about what the sport of baseball gave him and his ties to a current team in this year's World Series.
Watching these guys brings back a lot of memories, just the camaraderie, the cheering, the road trips, just everything about every single aspect of college baseball was fun. You know, being a former college player, you always aspire to try to get here to be on the field. The tournament so far has been great. Mississippi State, my man Jake Gotro, the assistant coach over there. Jake and I were teammates back in 2000. We were actually roommates in 2000 for this Collegiate USA team. But it's good. I'm happy to see Jake and see Mississippi State doing well. The biggest piece of advice I can give you is just have fun, enjoy the process, continue to work, continue to learn. I mean, you've already gotten to where you are based off of what your talent is, but the faster you can learn what your strengths, what your weaknesses are, and be able to slow the game down, the faster you'll start to be able to move and have success at the next level. It gave me a lot. I mean, it taught me a lot of, you know, from just life lessons. I mean, baseball is a game of failure. So you got to have a positive mindset every single time, and I use that, you know, even off the field, just with everything. I'm always, you know, talking to my kids, talking to my wife, whatnot, my family, just always trying to have a positive mindset. So, you know, you learn a lot from failing in a game, but, you know, you can take it and make it a positive off the field as well.
People were excited to see Ryan Howard at yesterday's game. He had an autograph session and there were quite a few kids lined up waiting to get his autograph. We will have another elimination game tomorrow as Oregon State will take on the loser of Mississippi State versus UNC. We'll be back tomorrow with more coverage of the College World Series, so keep it locked on at NCAA CWS for game dates and hopefully only a few weather updates.